This is the fourth and fifth lab for data manipulation techniques. Today we will be using Tableau and Power BI to do some visualizations. This is the data set that I'll be working with today. It's from the Toronto Police Services, and it's a data set of traffic accidents that resulted in deaths or serious injuries. So first we're going to go over to Power BI. This is what we're going to end up making, and we'll start fresh in a new sheet now. So the first thing that we're going to want to do to create our forecast is to select a line chart. And I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so that we have enough space to work with. And I'm going to rename this page right away, and I'm going to call it Final Forecast. Okay, now we can add in our data. So the first thing that we're going to do is add a date field. Click on this first, and now we're going to add a date field. And what we want to do now is look for our speeding variable and throw that in as well. So right now we have a very basic chart that Power BI generated, but I'm noticing some problems right away. First of all, it's making it look as though speeding related accidents have dropped down to 0, but in our legend we can see that definitely is not the case. So what I want to do is edit that so it's a better representation of the actual data. So as you can see, I have now changed the y-axis so that it starts at 0 and ends at 2000, and now we have a more accurate picture of how the count of speeding has changed over the years. So to make our chart a little bit more interesting, we're going to create a forecast. So I'm going to add my forecast, and we can see here that the speeding related accidents are trending downwards. Instead of doing 10, because that seems a little bit overambitious for the amount of data that we have, I'm just going to do 5. There, so that's a little bit less extreme. It's just anecdotally, it does seem a little bit suspicious that speeding related incidents would continue to go down so drastically. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to change the way our chart looks a little bit. So I'm going to change the color of the line. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the title. So the title has been updated and I made it a little bit larger just so you can see. And now I want to add a background image. And we really need to increase the transparency here. Let's bring it up to, sure, 82. And now it looks like we are getting pretty close to being finished with this one. We could add data labels, but I don't know. To me, it looks like it's a little bit cluttered. And when they're off, you can... Oh, never mind. So we will add data labels. Oh, no. Yeah, you can see them when they're off, so I think I'll leave them off. Just to keep our chart a little bit cleaner looking. Yeah, there you go. You can take a look at that. So there we have it. We have our first line chart. We're looking at speeding related major accidents taking place in Toronto. You can see that they're trending downwards from starting at almost 1,500 in 2006 to 800 in 2019. And then our forecast is expecting that it will continue to decline slightly. And you can see here it has the upper bound and the lower bound, and that's just representing the 95% confidence rate. So next we will be moving on to Tableau. Okay, we're going to be working with the same data set here in Tableau. I've already loaded it. So I'm just going to get started and move my data in. So I want my years in my columns again. And this time I'm interested in the number of major accidents per district. So I'll toss those into the rows. And I want to measure these by the count. There, so we've got a line chart for now, but to change it up, I'm going to switch it to an area chart. One moment. There we go, this is better. So we have our year as the columns and our rows. We have both the district and the count of the district. So I'm going to exclude the null category because there's not enough data for it to be useful for us. And now let's make some minor edits. So I'm going to first of all rename this. So I've renamed it, and I don't need this count of district here. It is pretty obvious that that's what the chart is. So I will remove that. And now I want to add in the forecast. So right now it's just showing 1 year, and let's see if we can get that to look a little bit longer. Forecast options. Let's try 3. There, that shows us a little bit more. So now we have our forecast for serious accidents by district. So we can see it doesn't look like there will be much change, but again, you have to remember that our axis here is kind of broad for the number that we have. So Toronto and East York in 2006 had 535. 2018, there were only 325. And it's projected to stay about the same in that range. So this data, it's making me a bit curious. I am wondering, especially with this big drop here, if maybe there was a change in the borders for the region Toronto and East York, or if there was some other reason for a big drop, but that's not a question we can answer today. We would need to do a bit more research for that. But there you have it. That is forecasting. Thank you for watching.